I work a lot with people that are dying. It's the highest thing I do in my life. When I know I'm going to work with somebody that's dying, I get really high in the morning. Isn't it far out? I feel like a Charles Addams cartoon. You remember Charles Addams? He was a cartoonist of the macabre. And there's a cartoon of a movie theater. You're looking at the audience, and they're all looking at the stage, and everybody is horrified, and there's one guy smiling. Because being with people that are dying, there is an opportunity for some moments of truth and hanging together in the face of the mystery with other human beings. And it's a place of shared awareness where there isn't much to lose. So there's an openness that's very, very exciting. Very exciting. Because what we are doing for each other is we are becoming environments. Our minds are becoming environments that are not trapping other people on one plane or another of reality, so that they can be free as you wish to be free. Like if I walk into a room and somebody has advanced AIDS and they're young and their dreams have gone and their families ostracize them and the economics stink and the opportunistic illness is all over, it is so thick, it is so heavy in this society to be that person or to be in the presence of that person. The symbolic power of that is so great that it is almost impossible not to get trapped in it. And yet if you get trapped in it, your mind is just reinforcing the trap that the other person can so easily get stuck in. Because what there is in front of you is another being just like you, and that being is going through the process of dying of AIDS. I remember doing a workshop with Elizabeth Kubler-Ross at one point. And we had a nurse in the workshop, and she had cancer, and she had dozens of operations, and she was about 38, and she had 3 or 4 young children. And she was always in the hospital. Besides being a nurse, she was always in the hospital in being sick. And she said to the group, "What would you feel if you came in to visit me?" And then she put on the board what people would feel. I'd feel angry at God. I'd feel pity. I'd feel sympathy. I'd want to help you. I'd feel, what could I do for you? And we looked at the whole list, and she says, you know, the problem with the list is nobody came to see me. Everybody was so caught up in my symbolic identity that nobody came to be with me. And what I've realized in terms of my work with the dying, with people with illnesses and whatever, people that are rich, people that whatever, anybody caught in their role, is my job is to work on my consciousness so that I am not trapped in any place to stand about it. But I am present so that the person can do what they need to do. That's very different from saying, I know what's best for you, that you awaken. How do I know that that person shouldn't be completely lost in their suffering? How presumptuous of me to know what's supposed to be. I have no moral right to take away anybody's suffering, even if I could. What I can do is create an environment. If you want to get rid of your suffering, there's nothing in me that's going to keep you stuck. What that leads to is that the work you do out of compassion for fellow beings is the work you do on yourself to extricate your awareness from being trapped in a way that traps others or that reinforces the entrapment. That becomes the primary game in town. And then you do what you do. You raise children, you make love, you be a political activist, you do whatever. That's all the grist that you use in order to become more aware, less trapped, to be present more fully in the moment, so that you are more listening deeply into the universe. The listener is even gone. There is just listening. You do that out of compassion for other beings. You work on yourself as an offering to other beings, and you use the work you do with other beings as the work to work on yourself. And the whole little circle keeps working.